What's good, everybody? It's your boy Gordy, and this is FlowTawk. We got a special episode, special guest today. We got my man Brady Watt.
Hi, man.
How you doing, brother?
Good, bro.
Brady Watt. If you don't know who Brady Watt is, let me give you guys a little bit of game here. So he's from Nashua, New Hampshire, based in New York. He's the mind behind the viral series Bass and Bars on YouTube. He's worked with legendary artists, Wu Tang Clan, Raekwon, Met the Man, Redman. Has worked with Redman. Has done made a hit song called "The Narcissist" with West Side Gun. And he's doing a lot more things. He's doing a lot traveling with DJ Premier, signed under DJ Premier's label, TTT Records. Just doing a lot. Thank you for coming in, Tim.
Yes, sir. My pleasure, bro.
So, well, welcome back.
No doubt.
how do you find home?
Well, I live about 3.5 hours from here,
Mm-hmm.
so I come home all the time, man. My
Okay.
mom still lives up here, so I'm in New Hampshire a lot.
Yeah.
I love New Hampshire. So many friends still here, and yeah, I get up here all the time, bro.
Yeah.
Sick, and everything's like half as expensive as
Oh,
New York City.
right. It's so crazy.
New York's
right?
so expensive, dude. I'd be so rich if I didn't live in New York the last 17 years.
Oh, really?
Oh my, yeah. Oh yeah.
So
If I just had the rent back, I'd be a millionaire.
we complain that this is expensive here, living here all the time because everything just went up. So I imagine if things are up here, then New York's got to be quadruple the price.
It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what people are doing, but thank God I'm doing good enough, man. But yeah,
So-
shouts to the New Yorkers, bro. They up against a wall, man. I
Hey.
think a lot of people just like live with a bunch of people in one crib and stuff like that.
So, you're from here, right? So do you consider yourself a New England at heart or a New Yorker now, or both?
I would say it's a hybrid, but definitely New England for sure. Like always a Red Sox fan, always a Patriots fan.
Mhm.
But I've been in New York for almost 20 years, so I'm kind of a New Yorker as well. And I live in Queens, and it's actually a lot like the place where I live in Queens is a lot like New England, man. Like so many similarities, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's a lot like New England. I dig the New Yorkers, man. They definitely took me in.
So New York is a little different now than it was back in how long have you been in New York? Let me ask you that.
I believe so. I moved to New York in 2008,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in Boston from 2004 to 2008.
Okay.
So however long that's been 17 years.
How was that transition going from, where you're in Boston, New England, going to New York and moving?
Well, I was just a kid, so I was just figuring it out. I had no plan except that I wanted to be a professional musician.
Okay.
I had no connections at all. I'm not from a family in music. My family didn't really have any advice for that. I just always followed my instinct and just had a determination to make it.
Mm-hmm.
And one gig leads to another, and if you go out enough and like meet enough people, your life can change, and especially in New York City.
Yeah.
I worked every day for so long, and you'd be going out and performing at open mics and this and that, sometimes meet people on the streets. Like you work hard every day, and then one night will change your life, and all of a sudden skirt, and you're like in a whole other thing. So that's happened many times in my life where my whole direction changed from meeting someone.
Yeah.
Writing songs changes your life often. Videos will change your life.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty wild, man. It'll just skirt in a whole nother direction. And mainly songs. Songs are really powerful, man.
I want to get back to that and how your life is changing direction, but I want to kind of take it back a little bit. When you're from Nashua, New Hampshire. What school did you go to? Were you at the time it was just one high school?
Yeah, well, I went to Sunset Heights, and then I went to Elm Street Junior High
Mm-hmm.
and Nashua High South, and then South changed to North. I was there when they were building North.
Yeah.
So I got to go to South for 1 year, which was dope because North was when they actually implemented the cameras and all the security, but South was like lawless still.
It was.
So you could still go into the woods and like smoke weed and crush beers.
Yeah, it was.
It was just like classic. It was like a high school movie. Still.
What class were you in?
2004 graduated.
Okay, I'm 06. So
okay.
yeah, but I
So
didn't.
we were probably overlapping a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you remember me back then?
No, I don't. So yes and no. So I your face is familiar. I think I probably seen you, you know, in cross paths with mutual friends or a Boys and Girls Club or something. But I moved and came back in senior year to graduate.
Okay.
So I moved. It's a long story, but I moved to like Puerto Rico during my like high school years, like 9th grade, and then 10th grade. I moved to Philly in 11th grade, et cetera, and then I came back. Yeah, so I grew up here. I grew up here in Philly, like split my childhood. But I have friends here, so when I moved, I was pissed. It wasn't by choice. I had to move, and then I always made a promise to my friends that I'm gonna come back and graduate with them, and I did. I ended up graduating with them, bro. And
that was probably crazy going to Philly and having to meet all new friends in fucking high school, dude. Philly is crazy.
Yeah, I went
People don't understand.
Shout out to Mariano Brassetti. Yeah, Mariano Brassetti Charter School. I went to 11th grade there. Shout out to Dewan and everybody that there, and yeah, that was an experience, man.
Yeah, that was tough, man.
It was I mean, I moved to 5 different high schools in 4 years of high school. So, making friends was tough because you can't really, have that strong connection because you got to move again. You won't see them anymore, stuff like that. So it was tough. But, I came back. I went to Elm Street. I went to Fairgrounds, went out, middle school and stuff like that. So I moved in 9th grade, came back and all that. So, again, we must have crossed paths. I remember, we have a mutual friend, Pete. Shout out to Pete.
Pete.
I remember Pete from back in the day. So yeah, we probably seen each other. We just remember.
Yeah, I feel like dudes that were into music and hip hop, like in crossfires. You look familiar. Like when I first met you years ago, I'm like, I think I knew him back in the day. We friends with Jay Chop and like Decap and John Ramos. I think.
Yeah, I think John Ramos. I'm pretty sure. I remember names. Man, faces is more the thing now.
Yeah, there was mad people at our school.
Yeah, it was a lot.
People still come up to.
There was so much
talent. I went to school with
too.
you, and I'm like, I don't remember you. But I remember people, like tons of people. But sometimes I don't remember. We had a big ass class. So there's a lot of people up in there.
And how many years is that? So it's like
20
some years. So it's very hard to remember everybody, but. I know Decap. I know Decap through another mutual friend who was making beats. My man Max. Shout out to Max. But going back to kind of your trajectory a little bit. How did you find when you were here? Kind of going. Starting your career. The scene in Nashua or New Hampshire in general, like the music scene. Like, was this something you guys were starting off, or did you meet somebody from? Starting earlier than you guys and kind of collab, or how was that going? Like what?
Yeah, like when I started playing bass, I was in a punk band, and we were performing. I was in various bands, but one in particular, like we locked in and did like my first show and all that stuff, and started doing shows at VFW halls. It was a whole scene. They would rent out VFW halls, and it'd be $5 at the door. Packed, tons of bands on the bill. This super DIY punk rock shit. Like as punk rock as it gets, really. Like a lot of these bands that influenced me, they never even recorded an album. They don't exist at all now, but I remember them. So there was just this series of all these events and evolutions, different bands I locked in with, and I was always like playing with different older people and just trying to get better at what I did. And was always just obsessed with music. Like every day I wake up and just trying to get further ahead. What I'm doing now is just an extension of that. Kind of learning and keep on going.
Is there anybody in particular you remember that you're like, man, if this person was in my life, I don't know. I don't know if I'd do music or learn how to do music. Like this person really inspired me to, start music.
Yeah, there's like so many, man. So many mentors over the years. I had a bass teacher. I had a teacher, Bob Daniels. Like I used to take lessons at Daddy's Junkie Music, like in the back there. So that dude had a profound influence on me. And then different dudes in my band, like Derek Talbot, who was like the guitar player in my band Wounded Soldiers. He was just so good at music. So I was always playing catch up. Like I was always in bands with people that were like better than me. So I would have to like get better quicker.
Catch up, yeah.
So you skip a lot of time doing that.
It's kind of like sports. You play with better competition, you get better.
Yeah, you get your ass kicked.
Yeah, that's how you learn.
Rise to the occasion. It's like the best way to do it. You save years of shit with doing that. Also, all types of people, man. It's been crazy.
Is there any particular show you remember that really kind of like, to this day, you're like, man, that was incredible, that you did here in at home?
Yeah, man, there's so many. I do remember some place like, I guess it was behind, we used to rent out like just spaces, man, and they'd throw these crazy ass shows, dude. It was behind, what would it be called? It was behind, well, like the Driver's Ed place, like downtown. There was some crazy show we did there, and that was pretty sick. I mean, one of the reasons why I stayed playing music is we would do these shows, and then I was like 14 years old, and like chicks were like flipping out, and that's when you were, all you cared about was like women, you know, and school and like the whole social thing. And then I just remember the look on like chicks' faces when and I'm like, oh shit, this is like an ultimate cheat code, playing music. Mm-hmm. I should probably keep doing this. And so that was always like a driving force, I think.
I remember in that era when I was just, working and just women, so like, it's just always
they get mesmerized. It's to this day. It's
the
weird.
First time you try it as a rap, you want more and more.
Yeah. It don't matter what you look like. It is like, they get mesmerized, dude. Still, it's weird. It's some sort of human psychology. It has to do with pack mentality. So like if you're in a room and the whole room is focused on you and like you kill it, mm-hmm. It's your animal instinct. The women are like, that's the alpha dog. It's a primal thing. Yeah. It's like scientific. Next day, sometimes it wears off. Once you go on a few dates, they might get to know you, like, learn some other shit. But something about that moment, they go crazy. So that I'd be lying if I said that wasn't like a driving force, especially when I was younger. I mean, I don't care now. I'm not like obsessed with it now, but it's a thing.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. I mean, you're young, you're music, and it's, again, I reference it like sports, right? That starting quarterback.
Same thing. They love the quarterback because he's like the guy. He is. Yeah. Shouts to all the women.
So, going from Nashua, lived in Boston. You eventually, like you mentioned before, you made the move to New England. Tell me a little bit, made the move to New York. Tell me a little bit about that transition. Like, what show do you remember clearly that changed your life, or what moment?
In New York. Yeah, I mean, well, first off, I moved to New York just without a plan. I got a U-Haul from the U-Haul station right down the street. Like, it was like a budget truck place.
Oh, right there on next to the gas station.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right there. Yeah, and they're like,
oh shit.
I got there and I'm like, they're like, oh, we upgraded you for free, and it was like a 24-foot freaking Mack truck, and I'm like, I don't need this. Like, I can't drive this shit. So I didn't even have much stuff, but I drove this like massive truck to New York City, which I'm like, it's like some shit like you would need a CDL to drive this goddamn thing. I don't know how this happened.
The big 18.
And then I had to park it overnight, like
in New York. Oof.
Yeah, I drove around for so long. I don't even know how I figured it out, but yeah, man, I didn't really have much of a plan other than just wanting to do music professionally, and I just started answering Craigslist ads and this and that. I lived with the rapper Jay Essential in Brooklyn. He was already there. He was already doing shit. He's from Nashua, and in Nashua, he was like a legend. He dropped his album when we were in high school, and like everyone loved Jay Essential. And his album from then is like a fucking classic. So well done. Decap produced it. Did you know that when it dropped?
I did not. No, did not.
It's called Full Capacity. So yeah, I moved in with Jazz, and we hit the ground running, and just answering Craigslist ads, going to open jams, and just trying to keep the friggin' rent paid. And especially when I didn't have a job, it like really pushes you to grind, because that rent's getting closer every day, and your bills and like college loans and shit. Man, I had like debt right out the gate, so I had to make some goddamn money. Man,
there's no feeling more than when your back is against the wall and you pressure plus pipes, or pressure makes diamonds, right?
Yeah.
So you made diamonds, obviously. We're here 20 years later, and you're doing your thing. You're working with some of the names here. Tell me a little bit how that connection was from when you got to New York, living with Jay Essential, and you had your moment where was it a show or a video or whatever? How did you connect with DJ Premier, and how everything kind of went from there?
Like at that point, I was that was probably when I was like 26. I mean, I had a good amount of stuff going for me. I was playing in Talib Kweli's band. I had been on a bunch of big rap records. People were actually answering my calls at that point. There were years of people not giving a shit about me. I was always good at music, but sometimes people gotta like know, like, oh, he works with Most Def, you know. And it's like once you like do some shit, everyone wants you around. You know, you gotta prove it to people, and that's just, once again, that's just human nature. It's part of the game. Primo, I met from his intern, knew I was a huge fan of his, so he brought me in one day to meet him.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of the rest is history. We just became friends, talking about music and stuff like that. And I never really thought we would work together because Preem does the whole thing himself. He doesn't need anybody.
Wow.
I was just happy to meet him. But a couple years after that, he was putting a band together for a Japanese tour, and he, sight unseen, put me in the band. He was like, I got the bass player. Like they had all these auditions, but he was like, I know who's the bass player. Really just off of us meeting.
So is it the Batter Bands?
That was the Batter Band.
The Batter Bands. Are you guys?
That was a life-changing thing.
Yeah.
You know what? I remember just working. And then one day I got that message, and then a couple weeks later I was in Japan.
That's a example of staying ready, so you don't got to get ready, right?
Yeah, it's all you can do, man. Even when times are tough, just pick up your instrument, make the beat, just work. I just feel like energetically, like, even because we all get down on ourselves, man. It's so, you know, it's up and down always, no matter how successful you are. And I've talked to billionaires about this shit, man. They have the same feelings that we do. It's all the same. And some days you get down, bro, and it's like you got to just put that shit out of your head and just put in some work. And a lot of time you make a beat, turn your phone back on, and boom, you got like another opportunity.
Yeah.
I feel like that energy drums up opportunity.
How do you keep that faith though? Because there's times, and I'm just gonna speak from my experience, right? Because I've been doing this for a little while. I'm 10 years in. Yeah, 10 years in, reinventing myself. I'm either doing shows, I'm doing something. I'm consistently going. There's times where you get discouraged. Like, am I really, is it worth doing this? I got kids. Like, what am I doing, right?
Yeah.
What made you keep going? I mean, I know it just, and don't get me wrong, I know, you know, moving to New York, there's had to be that gap where you mentioned, like, where shit wasn't happening until it happened. What kept you sane?
I feel like I just had belief. I've always been like semi-delusional, man. Like, you wouldn't believe how many people didn't think this would work out for me. But even my parents, they never like pushed me away from it. They never said, hey, you should think about this or that. Like, never, man, which is pretty cool because they're both just like blue collar people, man. They don't know nothing about the music business. But that doubt comes in waves in different stages of your career. I mean, I didn't have much doubt in my music career, and I had more doubts when I started singing on records as a singer, mainly because I had already had success as a musician and financially and everything like that was coming in. So my doubts came in the form of, like, I could very easily just play bass and produce. But in my heart of hearts, I knew I had something more to say. And with the lyrics and the whole, like, Brady Watt, as far as my artist career goes, I knew that there was something there without any, there was no gratification in the moment, but I just like know that it's going to work. And that was a test in itself. And yeah, that's the only stuff I like almost feel like I gave up on was that, like, me being an artist, but I'm glad I stuck it out. But even leading up until Live Free or Die in the last few months, I've had like tons of doubt about it because we've spent everything on this. And once again, I could easily not do this and just make beats and send beats out to people and do this. But deep within me, I'm like, I think this is gonna be bigger than anything else that I did. And I feel like that lesson from life was to rely like not at all on anyone else's opinion or validation. And it was like totally within me. So I've had a lot of doubt even in the last few months about my direction. But there's things that have been happening, even just last week with Dave Chappelle, like, because I don't have any.
That's crazy, by the way.
There's no.
Congrats on
there's
that.
no real knowing what this is gonna do, and I've spent like tons of money and time the whole last year putting this project together. And it really wasn't until last week that people started hearing it, other than my own team. My team really just believes in me in general, thankfully. But even playing the record for Chappelle live, I mean, that's the first time I ever did this stuff live. And up until this moment, I'm like, this could like suck. Like, and I could just be like a friggin' maniac who's egomaniac who's like, I gotta be the guy. But then like I did it for Chappelle and he fucking loved it, man, you know? And it, you know, you shouldn't need that, but it is cool when you got like these cultural icons being like, yo, this guy's a fucking star. But like, you should have seen all the stuff that was going on that night and him coming on stage 4 or 5 different times, running records of mine back in his club. I was there for 3 days. He wasn't doing that for other people.
That's crazy.
I was like, it was a trip. It was like God's plan was bigger than mine. Dave's plan was bigger than mine. I had a whole plan for my set list and it went totally left field. It went into this whole Dave Chappelle comedy thing mixed with my set list. He went on a whole fucking like SNL level monologue improvised about our rights as American citizens, tying in with the record release date, because I was saying September 10th. So he comes up, he starts talking about September 10th. Then September 11th, and you know he just ties in. He's
such a genius with that shit.
He'll like seed an idea, talk for 10 minutes, and then come back to the idea, and then like slip the jokes in. Like the guy's a genius, man. Yeah, he does it. That's what he does. And then I'm like sitting there watching. I'm like, yo, he got like a formula to this shit. And he said to me, he goes, you can either plant a seed in the audience's mind, or you can bring them into your mind. Those are ways to, that's how you like raise the energy.
Wow.
So this is like 4D chess shit, man.
Gem,
I was like,
bro.
what?
That's a gem.
Yeah,
I was thinking about that. That's a
but
gem.
it gave me a lot of confidence to be with, you know, that guy's got his thumb on the pulse of the culture more than anyone, bro. Like we all grew up with that shit. Dave Chappelle show.
Absolutely.
Like that's how I found out about Talib Kweli.
Yeah.
From Chappelle show.
A lot of people did.
The roots and all that, like
most definitely.
So it was a real full circle moment, and this is all happening right now. Like my record's dropping Wednesday, so I'm still in the uncertain territory. Anything can happen, and I don't need it to go number one. I don't know if it can, but I've seen crazier shit happen, dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been in the game long enough to where I've seen Post Malone. I remember meeting Post Malone before he was big, dude. You know, like it's like I've seen this happen. So
it's gonna happen, man.
Got that faith,
it's
man.
Gonna happen, absolutely.
And if it. Yeah, man, might as well. Like we're all gonna just bite the dust eventually, anyways. Yeah. Fuck it.
Sometimes you gotta do things that scare the fuck out of you, right? And you still gotta do them.
Yeah.
Still gotta do them.
Yeah, you learn a lot from it, man.
So Bass and Bars, that series, Bass and Bars, legendary, by the way. I think I've watched almost all of them. How did you come up with that concept? You know, was it something collaborating with your team? And also the second to that, how do you come up with? I'm sorry. Who is a dream collaboration that you haven't worked with that you would like to do it at Bass and Bars? Yeah,
Bass and Bars was my manager's idea. So I was like putting out singles. I just moved to LA, and I'd packed up everything and moved to LA. I had a whole tour get canceled that I was supposed to do for a month. So once again, like all my income, my whole plan got tsunamied. I had to, all my shit was already getting shipped out there. Tour got canceled. Like I was supposed to do the tour and then end in LA. And by then all my stuff would be in LA. But then all of a sudden I had an open month, which also means I had no income coming in that month. I didn't have that much saved. Wiped my bank account, dude. I was fucked. I was like living in my friend's studio, like sleeping next to the mixing board type shit. Oof. And didn't have enough for first, last, and security, nothing. And this is when I'm a grown man. This is when I'm 33 years old, bro. So like being a grown man and hitting rock bottom like that is crazy. Especially when you know you're like giving it your all. It's a fucked up feeling. You're like, yo, what's wrong with me? That's where that doubt comes in. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's like so once again I'm just there with no plan and working, and I finishing the records, and my manager was like, yo, you should try doing like a performance series since you're friends with all these rappers, like get with the older rappers. And I was like, well, at this point, this was like in the Lil Pump era and the Lil Xan, and it was very
the mumble rappers.
age centric.
Yeah.
Where it was like no one was caring about the OGs. There was like a big pocket where like no one gave a fuck, which yeah, it was a weird time. 2016, there was an ageism time, which is dissipated a bit now. And my manager's like, yeah, get with like, we got Evidence, MCA, you can hit up Everlast. Quali owes me some favors, obviously. And it was like, let's try this idea where we perform their big songs with just bass and vocal, because psychologically, if you want to paint yourself as the bass player lord of the industry, what's the best way to simplify this for the layman? And it's like bass and bars is pretty much the simplest idea you could break down what it was I was known for at this point in my life. And we tried it, and first one went viral, and then we just did the next one, 71 episodes in. When you hit a good idea, you'll know. But also a lot of time you got to do a lot of stuff with nothing, and then it picks up. There's some luck involved, but I think that there's definitely some magic in just hitting the right thing that resonates with you, then somehow starts to go up. 71 episodes in, 71 bro. Episodes, but even with that, man, we had to self-fund that for 55 episodes. We didn't have a sponsorship, didn't make shit.
Damn.
Nah, man, yeah. But luckily, like, the series was going viral, and then when you're a guy that people know and like want to be cool with, it opens opportunities. Once again, more people want to rap on my beats. All of a sudden, people were picking up my calls, trying to started working with Jack Harlow. Got a big record with him and Adam Levine. It's like that was all based off of a canceled Bass and Bars.
Wow.
Yep. So just working. But as far as Bass and Bars goes, it's very known for hip hop, but that's gonna scale into all genres, whether it's me with Dua Lipa and Adele to System of a Down to fucking like anyone. That series is currently, people think it's a hip hop series, and it has been primarily, but that's gonna go everywhere. Yeah. Rock, you don't want to box yourself in. Country, everything. Yeah. But then I'll bring it back to hip hop, and oh shit, we got Jay-Z on there. Yeah. Like that'd be crazy. That's just like a repeatable idea. Yeah. Yeah. So that I intend on Bass and Bars just going for my whole career, no matter where it goes, because I think no matter what, it's gonna be dope. Like, let's say I'm a huge artist, it's not gonna make me look whack to have this other thing where it's like I'm collaborating, I'm bringing in, I'm onboarding fans, I'm opening up revenue streams, I'm networking with artists. It's just always going to be positive. Yeah, so I'm thankful that exists for me.
I think that's future proof, 100%. Yeah, Bass and Bars, and you definitely have something going there. I mentioned I've seen basically almost all of them. The last one, obviously, that we know is Raekwon. How was that experience?
How did that even come together? That was Preem. Preem sent that text out. That was episode 70. Preem sent that text out. Preem set up a lot of the Bass and Bars. Yeah. Because with him, like, he's such a goat that rappers, when he asks a favor of anyone, they just do it. So it's been nice. Like 50-50. Yeah, man.
He's a legend.
They don't say no to Preem, dog. He's magic, dog.
Who would be your dream collab in Bass and Bars?
There are definitely final bosses of Bass and Bars. I told Black Thought the other day, I was like, yo, you're the final boss of Bass and Bars. And he laughed. Crazy. I think that one's coming in hot, bro. I think Black Thought might be next. Yeah, I'm talking to him right now.
Ooh, so shout out to the Roots and Black Thought, man.
Yeah, if I can pull Questlove in too, that's gonna be nuts.
He's like top 5 lyricists for me, Black Thought.
Yeah, he's outrageously good. I've been thinking about what we would do. There's a lot of options, man.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
A lot of options. Yeah, he's so good. It's just cool to just exchange energy with all these people too. You learn a lot from doing it. I think it's influenced my songwriting too, because all these songs are like classics. You start to see the common threads of how to make a classic record. Yeah. So that's influenced my artist career significantly as well, and production career.
How's rehearsal? Because I'm obviously you're not turning on the camera and they're here and you're doing the song. So how's rehearsal with that? Are you rehearsing for at least 1 week, 2 weeks to make sure you got the note right for the song you're gonna play? How's that process for you before you start to record?
Yeah, I'm like big on practice, so I don't rehearse with the artist ever. We do it like on the spot. A lot of time 1 or 2 takes.
That's fire.
But I will practice a lot leading up to it. Sometimes I don't have. Sometimes it happens like the next day, which is fine. You know, I could listen to a song right now on my phone and transcribe it immediately. So, but I'd prefer to.
Yeah, and the reason why I asked that is because I remember the Travis McCoy one.
Yeah.
And you were doing the hook from, you know, the Bruno Mars hook, Billionaires.
Yeah.
And I could tell, like, because obviously you guys have different voice projections with, you know, Bruno Mars and yourself. So, but I was looking at him like, man, he hit that note like right on. You know what I mean? So, like, I was just imagining, man, you must have practiced a good amount of time before you started that, you know. So, good shit, by the way. The Travis McCoy one's pretty fire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
The funny thing is, though, is we did that other one. That take a look at my girlfriend.
Yeah.
That one, I didn't rehearse, and he like suggested we do it on the spot. So I had to like figure it out, sing it, do the whole thing, and then when you watch it, it's epic. Like you would not think, but I'm in there like trying to remember it, trying to remember the notes, the form, the whole thing. Man, that was totally on the spot.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and
That's
that one went even bigger than Billionaire. I dropped Billionaire, and I thought that was out of here because I think that got like 1 billion streams. I'm like, oh, that's the one.
Billionaires was crazy.
Didn't do that big. It was big. It was great, but it wasn't like, huh. And then we dropped the Cupid's Chokehold, and that went even. It's like my biggest TikTok video I ever did.
That's fire.
Yeah, that went up. That went up for, I don't know. You never call it, man.
Was there a point in your collaborations where it's like, yo, this is just not working?
With bass and bars, nah. No, there's never been any problems with bass and bars. No one's ever been like weird or a dick or anything. Now people ask me that. It's like, who's been difficult? And I'm like, hasn't happened yet.
That's awesome. That's great.
I have good luck. I don't know what it is. Yeah, knock on wood. That would be whack because I don't do good with disrespect. Like if someone disrespects me, I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm a fighter. I'm like, you sure, dude? So yeah, I don't care who's famous or whatever. But it doesn't happen to me. I just don't seem to find much conflict because I think I lead with respect.
Yeah.
And if you do that 9 times out of 10, you're good, unless you reach some sort of sociopath, you know, which they exist. I'm not saying it's never happened in my career, but as far as bass and bars goes, it's never happened.
Check somebody real quick.
Yeah, man, I've been outside a long time, and shit goes down on the road, man. I could tell a lot of stories. It's guns to my head many times.
Speaking of the road, you've been on tour a lot of times. What was your kind of wow moment from a tour or a city you visited that you've never been before?
Like wild, like life or death type shit?
No, wow, like a wow moment for you, like grasping it in.
So many. There's so many moments over and over again. I mean, really, like, there's tons. I can just pick one. I feel like being in Paris for the first time with Primo and the Batter Band. Like, picture, I'm still a pretty young dude. I've never even like been to Paris, but the first day you grow up, you're like, Paris. It's like fancy. You don't think you're ever gonna step foot in this place. But not only are you stepping foot in this place, you're going on stage in front of like 5,000 people, screaming fans. Like the love is huge. It's like it's overwhelming, bro. Like it's wild to get to other places in the world, and they know you, and they're like so happy you're there, bro. You see people crying. You see people meeting Primo, breaking down, crazy. Crying. Yeah, the energy. Yeah, bro. Like crazy. In Japan, you should see Primo walk around in Japan. Yeah, goes, oh my God, Primo, crying and shit, and like fucking on their knees. Dog, you see dudes out there with like their whole record player carrying around. Primo.
That's crazy. Man. I mean, you know, it's also well deserved. Primo's been around for such a long time. He's done so much for the game, and I guess it's just kind of that love back for all those years he's put in, you know. So, all right,
I'm still not at the point where people are crying seeing me.
That's crazy
in Japan. But
all right, let me transition a little bit now. Let's talk about the project coming out, Live Free or Die.
Yes, sir. We should take a shot, dogs.
Oh.
We got the Live Free or Die shot glass.
Live Free or Die shot glass. And I got the Wu Tang one right here.
Perfect.
Yeah. Hey.
Always tequila,
Cheers,
baby.
Brother. Always tequila.
Cheers, man. Cheers, Bernie.
Cheers, Brady. Ooh,
That's good shit.
hell yeah! Shout out to
That's good
to
shit.
Dwayne The Rock for the Terramana. I shouldn't be mentioning, but it is what it is. Anyway, Live Free or Die. Very excited for this project to come out. The single Always Tequila. What made you come with that concept?
Yeah, so that's a good question. I had just dropped Shake, and Stack Select FaceTime me. I'll never forget. He was driving in like a convertible. I don't know where the hell he was. Static is such a rock star. First off, I love Stack Select, man. He was a New England legend. We grew up looking up to him. Mm-hmm. Such a hard worker. He knocks those beats out in like 3 minutes. He's like a savant with computers, bro. Yeah. He's one of those guys who's like, like he's not like on the drum machine. He's like in the movies, you know what I'm saying? Like when these tech dudes, man, and boom, the beat is done. And he's like, then he's like on the phone. He's like, you know, he's just like, he's so fucking effortless, bro. He's just so hip hop and so good at music. His ear, he's probably got perfect pitch. I mean, he's a savant, and we know him for his personality and all this, but the guy is a genius. And he works so hard and parties hard. I don't know how he's doing all this, but so yeah, he FaceTimed me, and he was like, "Yo, man, Shake is a hit, dog." He's like, "See, I have these legends being like, yo, keep going, man. Like, even though I'm making like not really making money off this shit yet, there's still enough traction to where I'm like, all right, let me keep doing this." He was like, "Dude," he goes, "that Shake song is a hit, man." He's like, "Got to keep pushing that, keep dropping these songs, and one of them's gonna go." He's like, "One of them's gonna blow the fuck up and you know, become a hit record." And I was like, "What do you hear from me next?" And at this point, I had a lot of the EP was done. So Always Tequila was the last song I did on the EP. The other ones were already pretty much done. And so he was like, I was like, "What should I do next?" And this is like at the beginning of summer. And he was like, "You should do a song called song about tequila." Like, something about the word tequila sounds good. Women like it. The imagery brings about party and summertime, and like it's about to be the summertime. He's like, "Make a tequila song." So I was like, all right. And he owns a tequila brand called Siempre Tequila. He co-owns it.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah. And we were gonna do a whole thing with the video, but like they didn't. That brand didn't really come in time, so I just paid for the video. I made it all happen, me and my label, which is fine because that song could end up as I think that song will make us $1 million at some point, whether it's this summer or next summer. Who fucking knows? Right now, it's made me negative $10,000, but I think that
it'll come back.
It'll come back, but
it'll come back tenfold.
Yeah, and he co-owns that one too. He did the drums, but so I wrote that song in like 15 minutes, man. Especially like the hook and the guitar. I just picked up my guitar and started strumming. He's like, "Do like a reggae vibe." Like I just followed what he was saying.
No, it's definitely,
and then like knocked it out, man. Yeah.
Absolutely. So when
then I had to like the verses. That took like a couple more days, but the main song was like done quickly. Once I have a good idea, I know that it's good, then I just lock in and finish that shit. So then I just reverse engineered the verses and kind of took people on a trip around the country and stuff like that, and just had fun with it. It's kind of like a funny song, you know. It's really my only song like that. I mean, Shake is sort of funny, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. It was kind of weird. Then my team loved it. I loved it. I'm like, it's a good single, and I feel like it's a good song for sync licensing. So sync licensing is good for an artist financially, and it can really like blow up a song. Like you can do all the work in the world, viral, this and that, but if you get your song into like a culturally important movie, commercial, video game, that goes further than all of this work we could ever imagine. A lot of time, all this work is really leading towards that. Like a lot of the classic records, it's actually because it was in a movie. Like if you check back, you're like, oh, Regulate was in this movie.
Yeah.
And this it's a piece, like it's going to hit a cultural nerve for it to really become a classic. But I think that one's going to catch on.
What do you, in regards to, you know, Always Tequila, well, first of all, congratulations on the release, because I liked it. I actually loved it. I think it's very New Hampshire-ish. I just think the vibe was like, damn, that's New Hampshire all around. You know what I mean? Like, you just feel that. So congrats on that. How many songs are in the Live Free or Die EP?
7.
And it's coming out
It's coming out on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yep. It's so it's Shake, Always Tequila, Fear Not, Live for Your Die, Ragusa Rose, The Eagle, and Excavator. 7 joints.
As you know, New Hampshire's kind of been, there's people or artists from New Hampshire, producers from New Hampshire, have been shaping the sound of this modern day hip hop lately. You're a part of that, obviously. What do you think about, New Hampshire really coming up? About the people here, the artists.
I think I've always been saying that it's an untapped thing, man. That's why I named it Live for Your Die. That's why I'm leaning into that brand wise, because first off, it just is who I am. Like, my people been here a long time, and my family's from like Lowell and Mass, but then I grew up in Nashua, downtown Nashua, my whole life. I've found that artistically, the more unique you can be, and the more true to yourself you are, the better off you are, and then the more longevity you have. So I've been trying to strip everything back and like just doing exactly like who I am, and just really following my gut. And weirdly, like the music I write now, Live for Your Die, is music that I would have really wanted to hear when I was like 16 years old. It sounds like it can be played at a campfire in the woods, talking about all the type of shit from back in there. I mean, the song Live for Your Die is about my teenage years. That's really all it is. But it's almost like I had to, skill-wise, go on that whole road of moving to Boston, Berklee College of Music, the tours, the R&B, the hip-hop, the rock and roll, the hard times, the just the amount of training to be able. I know how to make platinum records. I made thousands of beats. So, like, conceptually, it's what I would have conceived as a kid, but I wasn't able to do it until now. But now I can do it, and I can repeat it. I'll sit there right now and just do it. Like, I just know how to get that sound going, man. I don't really need anyone else to do. I did most of the shit myself. I mean, play bass and guitar and drums and vocals and everything, most of it. But like Carlos, my guy, he's on keys on like 4 joints. He's on a lot of my music. There's some other musicians, but generally speaking, I just sat there and did it myself. And all the lyrics is written by me and composed by me 100%. So that's a piece of the game that it's like, if you can do it yourself, that helps your brand, because then you can repeat it. The reason you see a lot of one-hit wonders is because they were actually relying on the producer. A lot of time, the producer is more talented than the artist, right?
Yeah.
A lot of time, the band is actually better than the singer.
I know a couple artists that are, I don't know them personally, but we know the ones that are out there that were like, yeah, they're not really talented, but they got a great producer.
Yeah, because that's the guy putting it together.
Yeah.
Like, who's the guy with the files? That's like where it's at. Who's really lining this shit up? Like 40 and Drake. Like, what would have happened if 40 wasn't there doing all the files, man, mixing it all, the beats, putting it together? Drake's a genius, but like, you need that. And I feel like a lot of artists become one-hit wonders because they did a song with Timbaland, it blew up, and then Timbo moved on to something else. Maybe they got in an argument, and that's actually what happened. Or they were dicks.
Yeah.
Like, if you're an asshole, you can get like you can fuck your whole life up. Artists will do it. They'll get famous and start thinking their shit don't stink and moving, just being dicks, man, and like that shit don't fly, because then the fans don't really fuck with them anymore. And, so being a good person is essential, man. I think if you lose that, you lost the whole game, dog.
I think that sometimes what happens is, and outside looking in, is just sometimes they get clouded by the money that they have, and they forget to be a human being.
Yeah.
They forget that other people are human beings. And the money's just a tool to be able to move around the way you want to move around.
Yeah.
So, I like you say, I think that really does go a long way to be able to, lead with respect, and everything will come good. Everything that will come tenfold for you when you leave respect and treat people.
Yeah, because then people want you to win.
Exactly.
And you really need that goodwill on your side. It's very difficult. Life's easier when you're kind, when you're respectful. In general, it's just like, let's just not invite in these roadblocks. Yeah, it's just easier. But people expose themselves. They get money. They start they start acting up.
They amplify the lame.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all money will do.
Amplify the lame, right? Tell me about your little bit of the creative process with Live Free or Die. Like, you know, how when you come up with this, I know it's very hard to keep going and making new songs and come up with these new ideas. So what keeps you going? Like, what inspires you to, you know, make a song like Shake and make a song like Live to Always Tequila, make a song just, you know, just everything that you've been doing. So what inspires you, keeps you going in regards to that? What gives you that tick?
Yeah, they just they come to me like I'm always fishing for the ideas, and then I'll come across a lot of time I'll come across a good phrase, and then I'll reverse engineer it. Like Ragusa Rose is like that, Live For Your Die is like that. I mean, I just came up with that hook, and it was super simple, and the hook and the chord changes, and that was probably like around the OAR tour. I've been wanting to write a song called Live For Your Die for years, and so I wrote that hook. I'm like, I think that's good, and then I just reverse engineer. I'm like, what do I want this to be about? And I write the verses, write a bridge, and start adding to them. I actually chip away at them. I take it in stages, like sort of like building a house. Once again, this to me is just a method. I don't really need to be struck by inspiration or anything. It's like, it's methodical. It's like, all right, we got the hook. Now let's write the verses. What does that take? What is it? Is this good enough? Should I keep working on this one? Let's get the drums. Let's get the bass. Let's get the guitar. Let's get the keys. So now I know it's just a method. It's like being a contractor. I've done enough of them for other people to now that it's just for me, it's easier. Before I was chasing down features and stuff, which is cool, but it's hard to build a brand when you have a different vocalist on every track. I've had success with these songs, but it's hard for me to like I can't keep making a Narcissist because I'm not with West Side Gun every day. You know,
that track's fire, by the way.
That would be dope. You know, I would love to do an album with him. Might do that one day. That's a great idea. But when it's me as the vocalist, I find my career makes more sense now, and I can sit there and have my own accountability. Every day I keep chipping away on the tracks. I'm like, all right, I got to cut the bass on this one. I got to do the guitar on this. Let me send this to Carlos. Let me get this off to get mixed. And I just kind of work Monday through Friday, man, just chipping at this shit, dog. And then eventually it's like this whole ship, and then you get to do all the videos. And it's a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work.
You got to just take it day by day. You don't got to finish it all in one day, but still move with intention.
Absolutely. So in regards to, you know, obviously when you make the music and the Live For Your Die, you have the label, you discuss it with the label. What are some of the things that that people don't know that you can discuss? I mean, if it's something you don't want to talk about, perfectly fine. But for those coming up and don't understand how this kind of works in regards to making your music and putting it out or working with the label, what are some of the things that you would tell an up and coming artist that's looking to be signed to a label or looking to make music?
Yeah, like getting your songs done and putting them out, because you learn a lot from the process of releasing them. There's so much more to it. You know, the song is just like one piece of it. You learn how to roll out a song and learn how to get people actually invested in you and how to use the distribution and what works for you. It's like you gotta drop shit. Really get behind it. Yeah, you learn a lot from the act of it. It's like writing it is one part, dropping it and then standing on it and then performing it and all that is another part. That's a lot of why with Live For Your Die, all this stuff is like I can sit there and play all these songs right now on acoustic guitar. Like I don't need to call in a favor to have a special guest all the time.
Yeah,
at the shows. So that was something I had to learn. I'm on the road doing these songs, and I'm like, everyone loves this song, but I ain't gonna be with this rapper all the time. So I need to be able to go do it just like myself.
One thing I love that what you've been doing, you know, through the drops that you have is you bring your people along with you in a way, right? The guy who's the artist from the Narcissist, he's from New Hampshire.
Yep.
And you know, and it kind of a lot of the graphics is from the same artist, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah. So all that stuff is from the same guy. The Live Free or Die is a different artist from back then, but we're still close right now. All the Live Free or Die visuals is Kyle Mosier, who I grew up with here in Nashua. Been friends with him since I was like 12.
Shout out to Kyle. I'm not.
You know Kyle?
I don't think I've met, but
he went to Fairgrounds. Yeah.
I'm gonna shout him out just because you mentioned him. So shout out to Kyle. Great work on the art, on the Narcissist art. I thought that was fire. It was unique. It was different, and it caught people's eye.
Oh no, Narcissist. That's Jimmy Warren.
Oh, was it? Okay, my bad.
Which is like one of my best friend's little brother.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but all the new stuff is Kyle. But I've always tapped in with Jimmy. But we just switched it up.
The art is just different though, and I fuck with it because it just
still kind of looks like the other stuff. Yeah,
and it's unique. Yeah. It's you don't. It's not something you see all the time. My biggest thing is less is more. Yeah, and that's what that I can see that the artwork for less is more. It's dope because it's saying a lot without saying a lot. Yeah. Yeah, you got to be simple. You got to paint the picture for people. Absolutely. You got to know that you're up against a lot of other stuff to cut through. So it's like, this is it. This is the song. Yeah. No, I respect that. Just like bass and bars. Bass, bars. It's actually like a lot of our answers are simpler than what we think. Overthinking. It's like a lot of independent artists overthink a lot, right? Yeah. Just upcoming, like, oh man, it's got to be perfect. I gotta rhyme with something that has 6 syllables on the song or some shit like that. When it's just really not like that, right? Yeah, it's tough. It's a fine line, bro. I mean, I try to make it like in my mind, I have like a barometer with lyrics and bars and music where I'm like, all right, that's right. And until I get that feeling, I'll keep trying other shit. You know. But not dwelling on it too much, man. That's another thing too, right? I wanted to ask you, and before we close this out, you mentioned about rolling out a song, also being able to perform it. That song, it's just a bunch of process with the rollout, right? Yeah. Do you think, this is kind of more of a yes or no question, do you think that that's one of the biggest mistakes that up and coming artists do, is they drop a song and forget about it? Yeah, you gotta pre-roll into it, which doesn't matter as much, but then when it's out, you gotta really blast it, man. I'd say do as much content surrounding it as you possibly can, and always try new shit. And then like if you do something that works, keep that going. But like, yeah, for this project, bro, we got so much. Like I've been shooting all summer, man. Thank God I wasn't on tour this summer, like last summer, because I've been working every day with my video team, bro. We got so much shit coming down the pike right now. People got no idea. How do you manage your time with all that, videos, music videos, interview, lifestyle, like for days about to be dropping, dog. And a lot of it, like we tried this, we put a lot of it on Spotify, only on Spotify to drive people to the pre-save, because that affects the algorithm of how many people it sends out. So on my Spotify page right now, there's a bunch of videos, not all of them, but there's a lot that's only on there. Okay. So like the super fans who actually really care about my shit was like going to my Spotify page early. So we tried that out. And then, there's a lot of methods, but you got to push it hard. So a lot of songs blow up like way after, especially nowadays. Like that Shabuzi joint, that Tipsy song. That was like 5 years old or some shit before it blew up. Yeah, like that's been out for, that was like the biggest song of the summer. Yeah, I remember. He's set for life, man. I remember that. It's like you can tell he's a mastermind, dog, like with the branding and everything. But I looked into his whole catalog and I saw all this shit he's done. Like he's reinvented himself like 10 times. That's been, I know his manager, bro. His manager is Melody Fiona's husband, who I've known this guy for like 15 years. Really? Okay. Jared, and he's a mastermind. These guys ain't playing, bro. It's I don't know. He's working. Yeah, he's serious working. Like psychology and but yeah, so that song took off way after. Like I said about Always Tequila, that might make me $1 million 3 years from now. All it's gonna take is one thing. I mean, it's one alcohol company to get behind it, and it's up. Because it's an asset. Once it's out, it's an asset, and you don't know what's going to happen with it. I could make another video for that in next year. That when my shit has more traction, then that blows that up, and then that blows up another one. Now that song is the one. You know what I mean? Like,
It's so wild, man.
Yeah,
You just don't know. So you got to really just give it everything, bro.
Give it your all.
Mm-hmm.
What is something that you haven't done yet in your career that you would like to? I mean, obviously, there's actually, you know, let me take that question back. In regards to the process that you were mentioning, you know, like last summer doing the videos and getting to work with Live for Your Die and all the content you were making, how do you manage that time, bro? Like, do you have a team that manages your time for you? Like, because what the reason why I asked that is because there are people that have a hard time saying no, and they're just saying yes to everything, and then now it's just like, oh, it's a huge clusterfuck. And how do you manage your time when it comes to this process of the project and you're about to release and everything that comes with it and just everything? Like, how do you?
Yeah, you just do as much as you can each day, bro. I mean, I have to turn down a lot of shit, bro. I could be playing. I could very easily be a bass player for, like, you know, like a Taylor Swift type person, or like I could be a touring musician. There's a lot of things I can do that I like don't dump into because I believe in my own project. So that's just like a choice, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you made the decision to be, instead of being a producer, well, you're still a producer, but when you made the decision to pursue your artistry and you put your project in, how did that come about? Like, did you have a talk with your label? Did you have a talk with anybody that you really value their opinion, or it's just something you've always been wanting to do? Like, I'm gonna be an artist. I'm gonna be in front of the camera. I'm gonna make music.
Yeah, it was a choice with something I wanted to do, and my team got behind it. And me and my team butt heads all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'll listen to them and be like, all right, dope, but this is what's happening. Yeah. You want to listen to the people on your team, but then you got to cross-check that with your instinct, which is hard because who knows? I might be dead wrong. I might just be wasting my fucking time. Very possible. Yeah. I could do all this and it does nothing. But that's the nature of what we do. But if I didn't, I would be pissed for life because I really feel like it's going to work. Mm-hmm.
But you definitely also take that feedback and just to kind of, you have to, in a way. Yeah,
you got to, man. But hopefully, like, my next goal is to be commanding my own tours, like headlining 200, 300, 400, 500 person venues in the United States. I'd like to get to that level, that's going to be a whole battle.
Yeah.
Because bringing the band on them tours, I probably ain't going to be making much money, man. Like, it's really expensive. But that is probably the next hurdle. I've toured with other artists, gotten massive exposure with OAR, Primo, all these people. And, like, that's probably the next hurdle. So hopefully next year, we got me headlining my own shows.
Let's do it.
One thing, bro, is like I'm good at a lot of shit. I'm good at performing, dog.
You are.
I'm supposed to be on stage.
Yeah. You put it out there. You put videos out. We have a mutual friend, Fee. Shout out to Fee. He was telling me about your show too in Middle East and stuff. So he told me you brought him up on stage and it was crazy
shout
shit.
Shout out to Fee for bringing the PA system yesterday.
Hey, shout out to Fee. So one last question before we close it, and I want you to plug in all your shout outs and stuff. Live Free or Die. How long did it take? What was the before you just started? All right, I'm gonna drop this. Like, well, how long did making the music take? Was it a year, 2 years, 3 years?
All this was written within the last year.
Okay.
Yeah, and I wrote way more than that. The 7 songs, but I wrote way more than that. Boiled down the good ones and finished them. It's about a year.
About a year.
But, like, pretty constant, man. Pretty constant work.
Yo, this is your boy Gordy, my man Brady Wap. Brady, anybody you want to shout out before we close it out?
Man, TTT Records, DJ Premier, Ian Schwartzman, Poe, Neff, the whole gang, Grant, my family, everyone that believes in me, all the supporters, all the people that were at Panucci's yesterday.
I was there.
Yeah, he was there. He was there, and he asked me to do the pod, and I was like, yep, because you're here for mine, I'll be there tomorrow. That's how we go. That's how we do it.
Shout out to Brady. Shout out to those people he shouted out, TTT Premier, everybody. Thank you, Brady, for coming through and blessing the pod, man. I appreciate it, man. A lot of people,
Shouts to Bernie on the boards.
Shout out to Bernie on the boards, man. And yo, this is FlowTawk, your man Gordy. Special episode with Brady Watt. I'll catch you next time. Peace.